They are among us. Familiar teammates, unfamiliar heroes. Quietly contributing their skills to the world beyond RV's walls. Flexing their creative muscles in their actual muscles. Adding to the collective consciousness of our vast and miraculous universe. You get the point. Your coworkers are really cool. This is your exclusive look at the secret lives of RVers.
What I do outside of work is I like to run ultramarathons.
I've been making pies now for the past 3 years.
I'm a competitive amateur disc golf player.
I am also a salsa and bachata dancer.
I like to work on my young adult fantasy novel.
My life is pretty boring. If I'm not working, I'm training for triathlon.
My secret hobby, not so secret to my team because I talk about it all the time, is indoor rock climbing. Especially when you're climbing in a gym, it's very communal. You're giving pointers, you're cheering people on, you're encouraging each other to get to the top. Being able to accomplish something that you didn't think you could when you started out is really, really rewarding.
Outside of work, I am in a West African dance company. I started dancing at 3 years old. I love dance. I love all forms of dance. I've actually performed in Conakry, Guinea, which is in West Africa, and then various locations within Charlotte. We did a workshop with the Panthers. They were all in, and they had so much fun. They joked around with us, and they really just, let loose. The community that we have here in Charlotte is really like a family. We go to dinner, we celebrate birthdays, we celebrate baby showers, we'll watch your kids. It's basically ingrained in multiple aspects of my life.
The reason why I love this hobby of mine is because it's not only from learning how to dance, but it's also to socialize and have this sort of community where we can talk and learn from one another besides dancing.
Outside of work, I do background acting. Probably my most famous role is Danny McBride's personal mercenary on the Righteous Gemstones. Acting, there's a bit of an adrenaline rush being on stage. You're playing in this fantasy world, and there's something that is just simple, pure, and really joyful about that.
I've started drawing and doing art in elementary school. And I never stopped. I love drawing people the most, and I've been really inspired with incorporating my culture and where I come from in my art and my poetry, especially being an immigrant from Saudi Arabia. Getting published was definitely one of my top things in my to-do list. Honestly, I was really emotional when it happened, and it made it a lot more feasible for me to see myself working on my own collection, and I'm really proud of that.
So ultramarathons are anything that's longer than a marathon. Anything longer than 6 hours, they have 24-hour races.
You guys doing great.
I've run a couple 100-milers, and I would say it's a really good opportunity to learn more about myself. I think that choosing the difficult thing is a really good way to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and bump up against the boundaries that you've set for yourself.
I've always been interested in writing, and I write a lot of short form stuff, so I wanted to take the opportunity and try and write a full-length novel. Writing a book is a very long-term project, so just being able to have the discipline to come back almost every day or at least every week, even whenever you don't feel like it.
Everyone can do it. How much you're gonna suffer depends on how much discipline you have. I've done 70.3. That is 1.2 miles swimming, 56 mile bike ride, and a half marathon. And my goal for next year is to do a full. It's nice, it's just me against myself.
I got started playing disc golf during the pandemic as a good way to get out and be socially distant. Over time, you realize that you're able to improve, and ultimately wanted to accomplish the goal of playing in the US Disc Golf Championship.
I think I got into baking because I just like eating things that are homemade. And so several years ago, I decided I would volunteer to make the homemade apple pie for Thanksgiving. So I said, you know what, if I'm gonna be good at this, I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna practice one a month. Now we are on month 46 of making pies, and 50 will be February of 2025.
Outside of video editing, I go swimming in the San Francisco Bay. I saw people going out in the water and swimming, and I was like, someday I'm gonna do that. At first, I just wanted to be able to say that I did it, but then I just kept coming back every single week. I've met some really cool people who also think it's fun to swim in 55-degree water. You're swimming next to seals, sea lions, and potentially sharks, but we don't think about that. Showing up for the first time is definitely the hardest part, but every single time after that, it gets easier, and you look back months later and see how much you've grown.